Hi, my name's Jason, and I recently bought a 2023 Stromer ST7 in the platinum color. This is my first e-bike. This is probably one of my first YouTube videos as well. But I thought I'd go over just a few of the upgrades that I made to the bike. And so if you're considering a Stromer bike or just any bike, maybe some of the products I show you today can help you in your bike journey. With that being said, this is an awesome machine. I've had it for about a month now, and I really love riding it. It's a powerful bike. It's a speed pedal, so there's no throttle. You have to pedal, which is something I actually wanted. And this bike comes with a ton of high-end components and parts. But we'll get into what I've done to upgrade the bike. The first accessory we're going to look at today is the SQlab 702 grips. The Stromer comes with grips by Brooks, and for me, they were significantly smaller than these, and they felt like they were made out of hard plastic. I know it's a rubber, but to me, it felt like it was a hard plastic grip. My bike fitter gave me the option to try these, and instantly I felt like these were the most comfortable grip. That instant comfort, both in my hands and in my wrist. That extra large wing that you see at the tip, that your hand just fits in there like a glove. In addition, the rubber itself is extremely soft, and it feels like it's taking the vibration. If there's any coming through the handlebars, it just feels comfortable on your wrists and your hands, and that just equates to a better ride. The next item on the list is a Stromer Smart Helmet. It's a FARO Unit 1 helmet, but Stromer has its own version of this helmet. It's Stromer branded in the sides, which I'll show you in a moment. But the cool thing about this particular helmet, when you get it through Stromer, is it connects to the Omni system. So it connects to the computer in the bike. What that gives you is the ability to not only get all the cool things that this helmet does, and there's tons of videos on YouTube about this particular helmet as far as the non-Stromer version, but the cool thing that this particular helmet lets you do is when you squeeze the brakes on the bike, the brakes light up on the helmet. Not only are they lighting up in the back of the fender, but they're also lighting up on the helmet. An additional accessory that you have to buy is the navigation remote. And it comes with the non-Stromer branded version of this helmet, but it's an additional accessory for the Stromer branded helmet for some reason. And all this is basically is a turn signal. So you click this here and it Bluetooths to the helmet, and you could see that a blinker goes off on the back of the helmet for a right turn, and then you would cancel that, and you can have it go to a left turn. So it's pretty cool. One downside about the navigation unit is that it's hooked onto the handlebars with an O-ring, and they give you two O-rings in the package when you buy the remote. The issue is that because the Stromer handlebars are so thick for the ST7, neither of the O-rings fit. So I bought a 50 millimeter O-ring. That was the biggest I can find. And that seemed to kind of work. But the problem is that as you go, bigger in the circumference of the O-ring, the O-ring itself in width gets bigger as well. So there's a little lip that O-ring kind of sits on, and that it's barely sitting on there. So I've reached out to FARO, and they've had a couple complaints on this from, I guess, other ST7 owners that have a problem mounting the remote to the handlebars. And they said they're aware of it and they're working on a solution. They were super responsive in getting back, but I have no idea what they're going to come up with as far as a solution other than shipping 50 millimeter O-rings. But if they can change that little lip on the remote that O-ring can seat down in better, I think that would be a perfect solution for this. Or create some sort of pass-through and in that little bracket that you could zip tie it to the handlebar or some sort of other method. But the helmet itself is great. You can see um, the the branding on the side here. So Stromer on it. The helmet itself is MIPS certified. It feels good. It's got a lot of ventilation. It has that bright light in the front as well. I have it on strobe, but you can change the colors. You can change the way the lights are. You can change what goes on when. The other cool thing is when you change the blinkers on the remote, you can also see that you're turning from the front as well. So there's a left turn, and there's the right turn. So you could see it pulse. So it's very safe if you have a Stromer, to get the Stromer version. If you don't and want to save a little bit of money, because the Stromer version is a little bit more, plus you have to buy that remote separately, you can buy the non-Stromer branded version. And I believe that it has all the same functionalities, plus comes with the remote. It's just you don't get the brake handle integration with the bike. So that's the Unit 1 by FARO. Moving to the center of the bike, the next accessory is the FoldyLock Forever Bike Lock. It's a gold rated lock. It expands to 35 inches in circumference, weighs about 4 pounds, and it fits great in the existing water bottle mounts in the down tube. I decided to put that there instead of a water bottle because you can kind of see there's not a lot of space in that area. I don't even know if a good sized water bottle would fit, but this lock fits great. It's a heavy duty bike lock, but I think it's well worth it. Is it going to be perfect? No. All bike locks, with enough time and effort, you can break into them. But I think from a convenience standpoint, from a security standpoint, this is one other layer of bike safety that this bike has, not including another accessory I'm going to show you, plus the active theft prevention that the Stromer has in it, as far as the GPS tracking that the bike comes with and the lockout technology that this bike has. So if you tried to move this bike, it's not going to go anywhere. You would literally have to pick it up and throw it in the back of a truck or carry it with you. And at 80 plus pounds, that's a heavy load for somebody to run away with. But if you lock it up, plus the active locking and active security measures that the Stromer has, plus the other accessory I'm going to show you, hopefully you should be able to keep your bike safe. And if not, you should be able to locate it, with some ease. Yeah, keeping on the topic of safety or theft prevention, this looks like a reflector to a lot of people, and it is. Behind the reflector is an air tag, and the air tag is kind of sandwiched between a really dense piece of foam and the inside of the reflector there. The company's called Hellomaco, and this is the Trace Stealth AirTag Bike Mount. And what this holds an AirTag in there. And the reason for the foam is so that you can't hear it. If somebody is notified that an AirTag is following them, and they click the button to play a sound so they can try to find the AirTag that's tracking them, you basically can't hear it. You could hear it very faintly if you're standing right next to the bike or if you're listening for it, you can hear it. But if you're standing 3 feet, 5 feet away from the bike, if you're outside, there's traffic noise or ambient noise, you're not going to hear the little beeping that the AirTag makes. So they did a really great job of muffling that sound. I think it's a great idea as, again, a kind of a third countermeasure on theft, that if the Stromer system can't find the bike, that maybe an AirTag will. Moving up the seat post, I ordered this with the bike, so it came pre-installed from Stromer. This is the Kinekt bike suspension seat post. You've seen these all over YouTube. There's tons of information out there. This is my first e-bike, and this is also my first time ever riding with a seat post suspension. And I got to tell you, it is absolutely awesome. The ease in which you can dial this in just by turning this knob with an Allen wrench, and they do make an accessory. I guess it has a kind of a wing nut on the back that you can easily make minor adjustments or major adjustments depending on what you're riding on. This thing works absolutely great. You could really tell the difference that it's taking a lot of the vibration and load coming up through your spine. It's not jarring or disturbing at all, but you can tell when you go over bumps and you're not feeling it in your backside, you know that thing is working. So highly recommended. You could retrofit these to any bike, so it doesn't have to be a Stromer. I think they're roughly around $250, $260, something like that. And you could really change the comfort that you get when riding your bike, no matter the brand, no matter the age of your bike. This is a great accessory, and I highly recommend it. I'm glad Stromer had this as an option. I'm glad I took that option, and I can't say enough about it. So this is probably one of the most unique features of the bike. The ST7 comes with a Brooks C17 saddle. The Brooks has been around for a long time. I was super excited to get this until I sat on it. And I know everybody's body geometry is different. I'm 6 feet 230 in my mid 50s, and this to me was like sitting on a brick. I just couldn't do it. And the problem I was having is I was either getting a lot of pain in the sit bone area or a lot of pain in the front. This is called the E-Volve. It's the 2.2. This one here is the 0.60 inch thickness, and it's the soft. They do make a 1 inch as well. That might be good for me as well. So that could be an alternative that I might look into at some point. But the whole thing around this particular saddle was eliminating the pressure on the perineum nerves and the arteries and soft tissues. So I think they've done a really good job in accomplishing that. I think for me, not being a cyclist, and I'm more of a hobby bicycler, I think it just is going to take some time getting used to just any saddle, really. But this so far has been really comfortable, really stable, and I'm really happy with it. But again, you're going to have to try it out yourself because everybody's different. And so again, if you're interested in that, check out the link in the description, and I'll point you to their website. One thing that this bike came with, which I've never had before on any other bike, is a mirror. This is the mirror that the bike comes with. This bike is so fast and is so powerful that you're keeping up with cars in some respect. And the additional situational awareness and the safety that something as simple as a mirror provides. I don't know why they're not included on all bikes, and if they're not mandatory, they should be, in my opinion. It's just an additional level of safety. People drive crazy on the roads. You're protected by a stripe of paint in most cases, if you're not in a protected bike lane. And just to know where the cars are, even if you're not turning into traffic, I think it's a game changer in my mind. I've ridden bikes all my life. Growing up, I've never had a mirror. I think everybody should have a mirror on their bike. There's tons of different options for that online. Again, I would highly recommend people invest in something as simple as a mirror. They don't cost much, but they provide such a level, again, of situational awareness and safety that I think everybody should be putting these on their bikes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just learning how to make these videos. I'm not a YouTuber, but this bike is so unique, and there's a lot of questions about it, and they're very rare, especially in the United States, that I thought I would just give some information about the bike, my experience with it. I'll be doing a full review on the bike later as I get used to it more, and kind of have form better opinions about my experience. But so far, this is an awesome machine. It comes with a ton of equipment that's super high end. And this is not a bicycle in my mind. This is a machine. It's an experience when you ride it. You know, they talk about the Stromer smile, and the first time I get on it every morning, it brings me joy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about the products that I showed you, link in the descriptions below what I went over today. If you have any other questions about the bike or whatever I talked about today, please feel free to ask. I don't have a big channel, so I can take the time and respond to questions. And if there's anything you'd like to see or like to know about, please let me know that as well for future videos. And I'll talk to you soon.